What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again, and welcome back to Arca Scans, where we go over this week's potential movers directly from my scanner on this Taco Tuesday. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called Arca Bulls. With that said, let's dive right into the charts. Okay, you guys, so this ticker here, MHH, could actually be showing us a potential floor or very soon finding that floor, okay, you guys, before we can make an upside move. First of all, please notice that we are looking at a broadening descending wedge here, which is usually, well, actually now, in this bear market cycle that we've been in, it has switched over from a bearish formation into a bullish reversal formation, okay, you guys, but yes, while this formation technically has an upside of about $16.60, which is, you know, per the playbook rules, that's how you trade this formation, right? You would actually wait for the entire price action to eventually reach this level here of $16, right? We're at $9, but we're not going to be talking about this target here, you guys. We're going to be talking about the short term, okay? I am a short-term trader, and I tend to actually take targets, you know, very much without holding an asset overnight. Okay, you guys, so let's go ahead and go over the potentials now. Okay, you guys, please first of all notice that volatility here is actually starting to expand yet again from a critical expansion zone, and we have an upside pivot on the stochastics, right? So just like this, right? We have an upside pivot here, pretty convincing considering that it is the daily time frame. Okay, you guys, please notice also that we're actually losing that bear strength here, and we're about to get that cross of the MACD above the moving average, right, you guys? So it's looking very juicy over here, you guys. Please notice DMI support. We're actually getting an upside pivot on the bulls where we're actually going to cross and make the bears go under the bulls, right? And also notice that the ADX is sitting, the ADX represented by this white line, it is sitting at a very comfortable 30%. So anytime that ADX is above the 25 percentile, that is actually indicative of a current strong market trend to whoever is leading the trend. Okay, so in this case, you can see that the bulls are about to make that cross to the upside, and ADX sitting on that 30%, very likely going to be a bull strength signal. Okay, you guys, so let's go ahead and start puzzling our upside thesis here directly from the immediate short-term time frame. Okay, you guys, so actually, first of all, let me just see if we actually have a downside target here from the next day. Okay, so in this case, if we were to actually come back down and test the area of the newly converted what was a resistance into now a support, since we reclaimed the inside of the channel, then that target would essentially be back down to around 902. Okay, so let's go ahead and now start our validation of a short-term downside before an upside continuation. Okay, you guys, so as this would likely be a volatility play. All right, so actually, let me actually look at one more thing here. So since we are at critical expansion here and starting a contraction phase, this is usually indicative of a mean reversion, right? So in this case, let me just go ahead and load up my reversion variant and see what that target can be. $9.76 on the daily would essentially be that target. So let's just say that we were to actually find a long signal here from that 902 area, that upside target to about 976 would be essentially about an 8.5% move to the upside based on the daily variant. Okay, you guys, so let's go ahead and continue on the analysis and start validating the upside thesis, or the downside first versus upside thesis, starting off with the immediate short-term 30-minute. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at that now. Block the visibility of reversion variant and see what we have in store for this. So already looking at that downside here, crossing that 14-day simple moving average pink line on the 30-minute, thus validating our potential downside thesis, getting a little bit of a weakness here on the moving average from the MACD too, you guys. So, and also DMI support to the downside. Okay, you guys, so let's go ahead and continue on the puzzle pieces here because it's looking just like we're talking about, right? So by hourly time frame, let's see what it's got. So by hourly time frame showing us that this could be the limited downside that we're looking for, right? SMA 14 on that RSI actually showing us that that could be the area of a bounce before a continuation onto the upside. So if we are looking at the bi-hourly, this tends to live out pretty fast. It doesn't actually stay there for very long. So there is the strong possibility to where we can actually make a continuation here on that moving average to the gravitational zone of the bear bear weakness percentile, right? So let me just go ahead and make sure that I can just have that drawn right there, just like this, right? So we'll essentially make our touch to that 48%, and let me just draw it. Right. I mean, it would be right around here, right? So let's just go ahead and do that, and at which case we would actually have the RSI signal meet the SMA 14 to find support from not only the SMA 14 but also from the gravitational zone of the bear weakness percentile. Okay, you guys, so it would do something like this here before a continuation to the upside, right? So I'm just gonna go ahead and leave this as a purple line so that in case we ever have to come back and validate whatever we were talking about, then we know what we were talking about, right? So in this one too, we'll leave it as a pink, right? So this is essentially what we're looking for here, you guys, all right? So, and also to differentiate the lines, let's just make it a dotted line, and also this one a dotted line, right? Did I do dash? Dash, right? All right, so that's essentially what we're looking for, and this is giving us that potential downside from the immediate short term. So let's go ahead and load up some moving averages and see what we have, all right? So already we can actually see the EMA 20 would probably be that area to kind of look out for, right? So there are a few areas, but I would honestly be as conservative as I can be with trading assets like this. Okay, you guys. So yeah, 910 is looking like it could be right in that area, but I'll give you a range, right? So as it would be the 30-day exponential and the 20-day exponential. So right at about this zone here, 911 to about 914 as a target to actually start considering for a long position, right? So let's go ahead and continue on the analysis here, because we're already starting to get some nice bull strength signals here, even from the bi-hourly, which could be indicative of a very, very limited downside before a continuation to the upside. So 4 hour, let's see what it's got. 4 hour time frame. Come on, RSI, where are you at? All right, so 4 hour time, yeah, it definitely is, guys. Please notice here, 4 hour time frame RSI suggesting a continuation to the upside pivot on that RSI signal. Let's see the 8 hour. The 8 hour suggesting upside as well. Upside pivot on that RSI signal too. Please notice stochastic momentum with a very convincing upside, and we're about to enter the critical zone of contraction here. MACD making that bullish cross above the signal here, and definitely suggesting a continuation of bull strength. DMI also with that support, and also with a huge 31% ADX. Okay, you guys, so this is very likely going to make an upside tomorrow. So definitely remember that the loading zones that I'm talking about are within this area here. Also notice that the SMA 10 on the 12 hour located right our discretionary support of 911. Okay, you guys, so that could be that area that we are looking for. Okay, you guys, so now if we were to consider a continuation to the upside here, let's go ahead and just take a look at some fibs, right? So in this case, we'll look at the previous 12 hour print and swing low to swing high to swing low, right, in a traditional manner. And let's go ahead and take a look at some of these potentials. Okay, you guys. So since we are already looking at that target of about here, right? So this target here, we're looking, man, come on. Since we're already looking at about 978, I would like to express that to be a resistance range from 978, right, to about 988, where the 2-spot 618 golden mean is located, okay? So if we are essentially considering getting long, then I would actually have to adjust my long signal here to the not 618 area of about 897. So where this is a very strong area to find a pretty nice bounce from, right? So to the top side target, which would be usually where I would go to, right around here, you're looking at a 10% move to the upside based on that move. And now there is another resistance range that we can actually keep into account here, and that would be in correlation with that 3-spot 272 and the 50-day exponential moving average, right? So right about here, that would be 1010 to 1017, of which case would then give us this move. Let's go ahead and see. Let's measure it right for us. And let's take it to the bottom zone, which would be about a 12.5% move to the upside. And if this thing were actually to have enough thrust behind it, then yeah, there is a high possibility or a high potential here that we can actually make it just upside of the 3.618 to about 1045. So to these candle highs here, right? So let's just go ahead and get that drawn in. 1033 to the high of about 1045 would be that space. So let's do it just like this. Okay, we're going to make that drawing there and get that resistance range all the way there. And now let's go ahead and take our third resistance touch range, right? So from that $8.97, not 618 fib, to about this side here, that's 15%, and then it would be about 16.34% to the upside. Okay, you guys, so that's essentially what I'm looking at here for this ticker. All right, guys, please remember first and foremost that I am not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy or sell any assets whatsoever. I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be cool, okay, you guys? But I think this is a pretty good place to leave off the video. If you have any questions or concerns, you know where to reach me, right? All the description in below has the links, okay, you guys? But with that said, I wish you well, a very, very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.